Hence the hello IT if you try turning it off and on again. No yawning. Wake up.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I think something is working now.
It's
Okay.
no longer Borkin?
We'll see. We'll see. Right now I see my levels. I see my levels and I see your levels when you're
It's like
talking.
romper room.
So
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Could just be my internet access, which is K-Rappy.
K-Rappy. That's good.
That's Korean rap.
Okay. So this may be the second shortest stream that we do in a while.
This thing on?
Yes. Oh no.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
computer.
Computer. Hello, computer.
Hello, computer.
So I'm going to unmute me for a second, see if I can hear.
It's not how it works.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear us, Matt?
I'm logging into my Twitch.
Okay.
Oh.
So the thing is, we
It's a
have
good
to
place
keep
to start.
talking. If we have to keep talking, so there's actual sound on the thing.
I'm nearly up to Hello, computer. I watched Star Trek 3 the other week.
Wait,
Hello,
Computer happens in Star Trek 4.
I thought this was a IT crowd thing.
No,
Where was that?
Sound like a honking horn.
There was a car outside
Okay.
my house.
Is that yours? Okay.
Yeah. She's like, you said make noise.
No, it was not
That's right.
me.
I ordered a car alarm.
Those old Waugas.
She did it last night too. It was really funny. It was like 9 o'clock and it went on for a very long time. She had to like run all the way back inside, and I laughed.
Your Uber has arrived.
Yes.
To take you to Cauldron.
That'll be the new type of branding is when the different hire your own people start using different horns to get people to come out. Like the Uber sounds one way and Lyft sounds a different and DoorDash sounds a different.
Oh, good.
All the
Yeah.
jingles. Be like the ice cream van.
I think Uber would have to sound like a foghorn, like Uber.
That's funny. That's fantastic.
Lyft would have to be like you were saying, some sort of K-pop, like real jingly and Lyft is here. What would we have?
Just like that.
DoorDash would be
Lyft is
like,
here.
Yes, and nice falsetto.
"You still hungry?" That'd be their DoorDash. That'd be cool.
DoorDash. Get it in ya.
You know what I never got, speaking of horns, was how they did it so well in the Dukes of Hazzard. But when you see a car on the road that has that, it sounds like it's underwater going backwards. Like on the Dukes of Hazzard, it's like da 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 da. It's like really amazing. You see it
added in post, Matt.
Car like that
Yes.
on the street
Foley is amazing.
during a parade, and it's
It
get
sounds
the
like
gist,
the
but it's
horns
terrible.
are under the hood.
I don't know. Dukes of Hazzard did it better.
That's why they were a TV show for however many years they were a TV show.
I don't think they ran very long. It's like 4 or 5 seasons.
They did.
I don't know.
They were longer
This is a
than
question that must be answered.
Firefly.
Like,
Well, they only had to
too
shoot
soon.
half the show because most of it was cutscenes, just canned. Like, the car flying through the air with the dirt. It's always the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paused a lot so the country singer can talk about what's going on. I don't know about you boys.
There were seven seasons of Dukes of Hazzard,
7
100,
seasons?
147 episodes total,
See?
That's way too many.
That's enough.
with an average running time of 45 to 49 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot more than I thought. I didn't watch that much.
It is a lot more than I thought.
Didn't catch all of it.
No, I don't think I got all of it.
Coward's here. We can start.
Yeah, it works now. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, it works now.
That's 6,909 minutes
Of Dukes of Hazzard.
of Dukes of Hazzard.
How many hours is that?
which
10
works
hours?
out to be it works out to be 115 hours,
Hmm.
which is about 5 continuous days.
God, can you imagine?
Challenge accepted.
That's like Clockwork
that.
Orange.
It's horrible.
That's as a full-time job, that's about 3 weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are the facts that people come
Now we
Yes.
know.
And show's over.
Thanks for coming.
knowing is
in,
half the
everybody.
battle. The other half is caring.
Plus the other half with heavy artillery.
So it's a combination of G.I. Joe and Care Bears.
Care Bears Dare.
The
Speaking of
Snake
Care
Eyes Dare.
Bears, I discovered a new show this past weekend. It's not new. It's called The Good Place. Have y'all ever watched The Good Place?
Oh man.
I've heard amazing things.
First
It
season?
is-
I've seen the first season.
There's 3. I've only watched the first season, but there's apparently I think 3 seasons. It's freaking funny.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. My
It is
favorite
so
part.
funny.
There's one part that makes me just cry laughing. I've gone and looked for it again. Is when he kicks the poodle into the sun.
Oh yeah.
I cannot stop laughing every time he does that. Oh my god!
You make me kick the poodle into the sun.
I mean, it literally shows you like just and
Dunk.
it's straight into the sun.
Yep. And then
Oh
you
my
learn.
god! Oh, I cannot get enough of that. It's one of those scenes like the Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey scene when obviously Jim Carrey scene, but when they're at the insane asylum, he's got a tutu on and it's
Oh,
like
gosh, I love
halftime. Splash, 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 smack. God, that gets me every time.
Oh,
I think that scene about killed me. Literally,
Oh my
I think I
God.
stopped breathing.
the one that nearly made me perish was when he went into the storage unit and he steps on
Tries to
the
get into the cardboard box.
well no when he steps on the bubble wrap he's like pow 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 pow. Oh man.
The way he picks it up off the ground is just like,
I really like the second one as much as the first. It had so many like when he's shooting spit wads at the guys are trying to balance. Just such an
oh no,
ass.
the spears to the thighs is what gets me every time.
That and when he greets the tribal leader for the first time and just covers him in a giant Luger. Oh my god! Yeah, I've got to go back to that.
Need to breathe.
Oh my god, those are so funny.
You all are grown men.
Oh, sort of.
What are you talking about? We're grown
Prove it,
men.
you can't.
Define that.
Those
Oh
were
my
directly in our like they came out directly in the middle of that sense of humor phase. I mean, it's perfectly timed.
I'm still there.
Oh, man.
No, I agree.
Yeah, we never really advanced beyond Ace Ventura.
Like
That's
12.
become-
That's okay. That's a good place to stop.
yeah.
So I don't know if anybody was here on Saturday, but there's a very, very good reason for why it took Jamie a second to get everything up and running, which is perfectly fine. Is because we ran the finale of the Rocks and Rune Lord show on Saturday. It was quite fun. It was 4 hours and it was live, and no spoilers, but several people almost died several times. It was a good show.
It was a good time.
And so I was curious, Mike. So it's 2:00 our time, so 2:00 your time is 2 a.m. Did you stay up to see it or get up to see it?
No, I got up. I got up to see it. I watched Terminator and then I went to bed, which is always a good plan.
Yeah.
And I got up at 2 a.m. and I watched it. Over the course of the next 4 hours, I drank 2 liters of Coke No Sugar and several alcoholic beverages.
Yep.
So when the sun came up, I was in a state. Let's just say.
Perfect for work.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Well, it
your
was Sunday morning for me.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
okay.
So that was good. Good timing for you.
Mm.
As a byproduct of doing that live show with all these wonderful people, we have met our first goal on Twitch subscriptions. So we'll be getting it's like a layout thing. It's like the background, and it's more graphics. It's to help Jamie out more than anything.
So what
'Cause
I
he's
need
the
is
one
more
doing
stuff.
all this. Different stuff.
Different
More
You
tools.
heard it here first.
to
The
make your
stream is
life
getting
better.
more graphic.
Yeah.
Going
getting
from a
even more-
PG-13 to a harder.
Adulter.
Turn it up one notch.
So we missed last week. Unforeseen, I couldn't help it. I had a migraine, and when I have a migraine, my brain just stops functioning. So 2 weeks ago, last time we played, you guys kind of wrapped up all of your signpost requests, people asking to see you, you guys getting some information. More of it. I think the last 2 or 3 episodes have been all role play, which is kind of strange to not have combat, but I kind of dig it. I hope everybody's been having fun. And I think
we armored an Umber Hulk. Like,
that's true. I forgot about the Ember Hulk. Yeah. Well, I mean, Alma made short work of that by piercing it. I mean, basically kicking it into the sun.
My
It's just-
specialty.
yeah, you pulled a havoc on that thing. That was pretty amazing.
I know that reference.
Yes, I get that reference.
life cleric gets to choose who lives.
So now, you guys, I thought the next thing on your agenda was to wait for the party. Is that right?
I can't remember whether or not I still have my super suit or if I need to go get it.
Your super suit?
100 gold piece suit. I
Oh.
think I turned it back in. I don't think I still have it.
No capes.
No,
No capes.
we purchased them.
Yeah, you bought
purchased
those.
Oh, no, you purchased them.
Yeah, I
For
bought
us.
Khaldun's suit. Faizan
right.
didn't want one because he had
That's
his
right.
own
Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't
Ceremonial.
suit
style.
Okay, McDokey. All right, so I have my suit. Good.
So Alma, I guess, has to go get a dress. And
Why does she have to have a dress?
him. She can have a
You can
suit.
get
Or a
suit.
suit.
or a pantsuit.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
thank
A power pantsuit.
I would
well,
like to have a power pantsuit.
Yeah.
You can go
for
to
it.
Kellen's, and that's his specialty, is power pantsuits.
Excellent.
They're very, very modest, yet
Choose your next word.
nice.
Aubergine color.
Tasteful. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember, I think it was, 100 gold if you wanted to buy your own. So, not just saying that, but like the requirement to get into the Cusp of Sunrise is to wear something that at least costs 100 gold. Like, it's got to be ritzy. It's got to be, very expensive. And you have to wear jewelry, and you guys know that you're not supposed to take weapons unless they're ceremonial, things like that. So the other 3, they've already gone through this long ordeal of buying clothes from Kalen, but it's just really around the corner. It's back behind the Church of St. Cuthbert. Kellen's clothiers are.
Yep.
And I've got it on the map. I wrote it in there. Would you like to go see Kellen?
Yes.
All right. So you go to see Kellen. He sees you. He knows exactly who you are, and he gives you a slight nod, bow, and says, "Alma, it's nice to see you. What can I do for you?"
I need you to make me a power suit. Like the most powerful suit.
You to be Iron Man.
Yes. You got it.
Okay. And he does his measurement stuff. And he said, "When do you need this by?"
2:30.
Like now, right?
No, I think
Tomorrow.
we got,
Tomorrow.
we got a day or
Okay.
so.
Tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
it's
Oh,
tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Okay, then yeah,
Okay.
just tomorrow afternoon, if that's possible.
It is absolutely possible. Could you tell me the event so I will have a better idea what to make for you?
Yeah, it's really fancy smancy, and
He chuckles.
I mean, does he not know the ordeal? Like know the location, or what's the event? I'm sorry.
You've been invited to the Cusp of Sunrise to a dinner
Okay.
And it's well known that you have to be A, nobility or invited by nobility, and B, the kind of clothes that are required to get in there.
Okay. So then that's kind of what I'll describe. Just something that I could wear at a dinner party, but I'm not trying to wear any heels. I'm not trying to wear a skirt. I'm trying to be comfortable. So maybe something lined.
Okay, so like pleated blue jeans with spandex tops, going with the 80s soccer mom look.
No.
Ruffles and okay. I know exactly what you need.
Shoulder pads for sure. Like
Full
I'd like
yeah.
kind of look
denim,
more
head to
broad.
toe.
Yeah. Was that a
Power
Canadian
shoulder pads.
tuxedo?
Canadian tuxedo, yeah.
Ooh, Salmon Peach from Coward in the chat.
I'd like to keep it earth tones though, so some greens and muted beige.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I can certainly have this ready for you by tomorrow.
Excellent.
By
Thank
the time for your dinner, certainly.
Okay.
That'll be 100 gold. And
Okay.
you can pay me when you get it. I trust you.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I go ahead and give it to him anyway.
Okay. Gladly takes it. Thank goodness. Didn't really trust you. That was a lie.
Oh no, I forgot my insight check.
I know. All right, so you've got your dress, your pantsuit being made. Anything you guys want to do until the next night?
I imagine that he has this cusp of sunrise closet back in the back, and he just goes back in there and opens the door, and it's just like, there we go.
Like a strange cookie cutter kind of like, all
Yep.
right. Another cusp. Anything to do? Anything you guys want to do till tomorrow night?
I think we ticked all the boxes, right?
The only one we haven't ticked is we did have a message from the Lord Mayor himself. But I don't know whether or not that the information from that has already been relayed from going and talking to Sir Skellern
Yes. So
about wanting to give us an award.
right, and he did kind of address that. So more or less, that part's been taken care of, unless you just want to go talk to the Lord Mayor specifically.
Really don't.
But talking to the guard captain took care of that request.
Fulfills that quest line.
Yes.
Do we get
Go-
a few?
You can go talk to that question mark. Anything
Yeah,
else?
I can't think of anything else. I think we've sort of gone around, talked to everybody, gotten the oh my goodness, you killed an Umber Hulk. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, they don't know about the vampire and the lich. Most people don't. So that was kind of a step down. That was like a breather for you guys. All right.
No,
Next.
that was kind of weird, actually. The Umber Hulk was chaos.
Yes. It was pure
And-
chaos.
Summoned from hell,
Yes. From Avernus
Awesome.
itself.
as you do.
So long rest, you guys, if you need it, can do it. Get up the next day. Alma, you go get your pantsuit. And it's very, very nice. It's well worth 100. I'm like 100 gold. That's expensive. I mean, that's like, 10 years salary for most people. So yeah, you've got a absolutely beautiful pleated denim pants, fluffy pirate shirt,
No.
with a
I don't want to be a
the
pirate.
yellowish bows on the shoulder.
More Cindy Lauper.
Thank you.
No, it
Like
looks really, really
squish.
nice,
Yeah.
and it fits perfectly.
Excellent.
It is starting to get cold, so he's made it with a fur, not really a, I don't know what the word is.
No
Like
capes.
not a scarf, but like a stole.
Shawl.
Shawl. Thank you. Like a fur shawl that goes over it. It's worth the 100 gold, and take that.
It doubles it as a familiar.
No, I think they're reluctant
Item.
because Ulma is a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's got to be
What was it?
it's faux fur.
Was that Ghostbusters
Yep.
where the thing comes to life and like attacks her? Gets possessed. Yeah. Okay. So you guys get your finery on, and I'm assuming Farazan is doing the same thing. He's got his tribal gear on, and
What's
looking
What's the
feral.
what's the person feral? The server at the Drunken Morkoff.
The server, Nalini.
Nalini. Oh yeah,
Nalini.
yeah. Nalini is helping out with the tailor, and she walks up and says, "Shaw."
You went a long way for that, Josh.
I couldn't remember her name.
Like across the city, you went.
I know.
Just a quarter of the way. Just maybe 30 degrees.
Yeah, that would be funny if instead of Cartesian coordinates, the people in Cauldron refer to everything by polar.
By the degrees,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Go to 38 degrees on Obsidian Avenue. That would actually be pretty smart. But you don't usually have a lot of smart people in masses, so it would be very confusing for most.
Fair enough.
So you guys head
That's why
out.
we have these intimate little shows with a little audience to keep the level of smart so high.
Yeah, that would
Thank
be
you,
wild.
Coward.
You'd have your half orcs doing sines and cosines to figure out, now where do we go next? It's like, no, this is not
they're
gonna
out there in the
happen.
middle of the street with a slide rule, and they're like,
That's right.
we can't
Yeah.
find the.
We'll get the cosine of your head if you don't shut up.
Yeah.
Case of the Pythagoras Killer.
So you guys,
No more
Tell
tangents,
me
please.
as far as fighting kind of equipment, what are you taking with you? Like, you can't take your weapons, you can't take bows, you can't take shields. This is very refined. Is anybody trying to sneak anything in? Is basically, I know
Yes.
Tarathiel, you got all kinds of sneaky stuff. I'm not going to ask you. You can take whatever you like. The other three, anything in particular?
The only thing that I am sneaking in, and it will just be because he's wearing it, is that amulet proof against detection and location.
That would be fine. That would actually, it would be considered
It's-
jewelry, right? So it'd look,
Well, not only that, it's difficult to find.
Yeah,
but I can see it. The worst jewelry ever.
by definition.
But yeah, looking through the list of other stuff, like the Cloak of Elvenkind, the Slippers of Spider Climbing, I can probably do without that stuff.
You
And it
can
would
wear
be
that.
weird to try and to wear that stuff in.
I don't know what the slippers look like, but the cloak is probably, it's magical, so it's at least, super high grade cloth. I'm more concerned about weapons and things like that. Like Alma, you can't take your armor
can
and your
make
shield
those.
and your weapon. Tarathiel, they won't allow you to take your staff or weapons in, things like that. So, and that's kind of hard to sneak in. But I was just curious if anybody's trying to do anything sneaky.
Sneaky. No.
So the Farazan is going to tuck his staff into the quiver,
Okay.
and he'll kind of keep that under, whatever shawl or cloak that he's wearing. He's
All
got
right.
the,
So you're gonna try to hide your quiver under a cloak.
yeah, the cloak of,
That's what I'm hearing.
It is
Okay.
a cloak of protection, so it should keep
Okay.
it nice and
Should
protected.
protect the quiver.
Protected. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anybody else take anything?
So,
Marshall.
Marshall. No.
no.
My spell book is not considered a weapon, right?
No.
Okay.
Mm, yeah, I just buy my focus, my amulet.
Okay.
As long as I can wear that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I won't
Okay.
have my armor on, even though it's kind of nice. I won't have it on.
Yeah,
I'll have to
mine's
see it on.
fancy too. I was thinking that mine's all shiny.
Yep.
But that's okay. I don't need
I
it.
feel like I should try and sneak something in just because I have an amazing sleight of hand.
Because you want to.
Did
But I don't really have any. I can make weapons with my mind. I don't need
Yeah.
to sneak anything in.
right? Did I want to say? Didn't we in and I know this is a bad word, Jadaroon. Didn't we in Jadaroon find a cloak of it's some changing outfits of some sort?
There was a cloak that would adjust itself. The cloak would change itself to match the costume. And the only thing that did change was the cloak.
Was the cloak? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going back through listening to the podcast, and that was a couple episodes ago. I forgot we found that.
That was you fought it. You fought the strangler on the
On the platform, the stage.
the stage. That's when Khaldun jumped down the pit and wrangled it and wrestled it
We
back out.
drug
of
it out and we
Yeah.
did that. That was fun.
There was no encore.
And as far as I know, you didn't sell it. It's a common magic item. It'd be worth like 10 gold.
We found
But-
it in a theater, Matt. It's clearly not a very expensive item.
No, it's not. Yeah, it made at home lovingly by somebody who doesn't do it professionally.
That's funny. That's funny. But anyway, never mind. I remember that from when I was listening to it the other day, and I was like, "Hey, do we still have that?" I don't know. I don't have it on my sheet.
Well, like I said, I don't think anybody sold it. I just think it got forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that. All right, you head out. You go to the cusp of sunrise. It's not raining. It's getting, like I said, it's getting colder. So the rains are coming less and less frequently, so you don't have to worry about messing up your fineries. And you arrive at the cusp of sunrise. Da-da-da-da.
Now, this isn't a big to-do, right? This is just we're having dinner with Celeste.
Celeste has invited you to dinner, correct?
Okay, so this is nothing like the big production we had.
No,
before.
no.
This is just
This is just a
go in
small.
and
Yeah.
have some soup.
Yes.
Band-Aids.
Very,
And-
very small food.
And yeah, right. Have a cracker with an olive on it for 10
Yes,
gold.
Yeah.
Where's the rest?
Faison does the. I'm gonna need about 400 more of these.
He's gonna need to go to McDonald's afterward for sure.
Gonna pull the bring me all of the bacon you have. No, what you would what you think you might have
didn't hear
heard. Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are coming into town, really. You're coming up from the murder basement house, right? Or are you coming from... I don't know. Do you stay... That's the question. Where do you guys stay now? You've got your own little base of operations, or do you stay... Because you've got a free room still at the Drunken Morkoff.
Mhm.
Still being paid for by Lord Vilantru, including the food. But you've already discovered that the guards never charge you the taxes to get in and out. They like you. I mean, you've been saving the city, so they kind of like look the other way when you walk in and out. So it wouldn't cost you anything. Wouldn't have to worry about that. It's just a matter of time and movement, right? It's a half a mile away down through the jungle, over a little gondola, over a green bubbling pit of spunk. So, where do you guys come from?
Is that the phrase we're using?
Yes.
Please don't. Can we not?
Okay.
Is that in pen or pencil? Because
Quick
It's
time out.
stone.
hang on. Oh,
And that's all the time we have for today, folks.
I think
Anybody?
if I was planning on spending the day in town, I would probably stay in town.
Okay.
Rather than hike up and down and possibly scuff my shoes.
Fair point.
All
All right, so
We probably don't
No
have
issue.
plumbing in the murder basement either, do we?
yet.
well, what do you think that lake is?
Oh no.
Nasty is what that lake is. Just right now.
So you guys are going to stay at the Drunken Morkoff. You get dressed, you get ready, you get excited about the idea of going to a very nice dinner with a very nice person. The last time you met her, she was quiet, but she was very polite.
I don't. She's a beholder. I know it.
There's a lot of holders in this town.
Holder number 7.
And as you're leaving the Drunken Morkoff together, you see out beside the message board a man leaning against it, kind of just biding his time. And it's a very familiar face, but you haven't seen him in quite a bit. It's Sergeant Jackery. And he sees you guys walking out, and he lights up a bit, and he walks over to meet you, and he waves. I just wanted to thank you. You're the reason I was pulled from patrol, and I'm very, very glad because it looks like Hookface is active again. So thank you. Thank you very much.
The dragon.
Yes. There have been sightings. I didn't see him personally, but there have been active recent sightings within the last few days of a red dragon north of town, and that's where his lair is. So that's all we can imagine it could be. So thank you.
Oh.
I wanted to find you and thank you personally. I'm back on duty here inside the city, and I won't keep you I won't waste your time. And he kind of bows away and starts to walk off.
One second,
Yeah.
Chakri. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, if you, while you're, now that you're inside the city walls, could you find out a little bit about the new guard force, the half-orcs?
Like what?
Why?
Why? Well, they tell us it's to beef up security.
Against?
Well, there's been a lot of crap happening lately. That's what they're telling us, but you guys have been handling. I don't know. Fear, I suppose. Honestly. And he kind of looks around. People are getting riled up about the taxes. And
Okay.
I think they want an outside source of people that don't live in town normally. It's hard to ask your best friend to give over half of his money in taxes. That's what I think. But I don't know enough about nothing.
That sounds very familiar to me. I used to live in a town like that. It doesn't end well.
Well, I can only hope. I think it's just hopefully for a short time till they can pay this group of guards off. I don't know. There's a lot of them. I mean, there are a lot of them. There's hundreds of them now. They don't come all out. They come out in pieces. Like they'll come out as part of a human group, one or two. Not, you won't find a whole complete group of half-orc guardsmen yet. I think they're trying to kind of make that a normal sight in Cauldron. Half-orcs. I mean, look around.
Well,
there's not much of anything but humans.
Let me give you something to think about, and maybe some of your fellow guardsmen to think about. How much longer do you think you're going to have your job? Just think about it.
Well, I don't know, but what am I going to do? I mean, I
I
can't
think that's
stop them.
That's a little bit xenophobic. I mean, the non-humans are coming in and taking our jobs. Like,
Stole our job. They stole our job.
they took their jobs.
I think they're going to take more than your job.
Well, they're pretty tough. I mean, we train with them, and these guys they know what they're doing.
You could come train with me.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you still going over to Cord's the Temple of Cord?
When I have a chance. But we have a handful of people that are accompanying us on some of our outings. 3 in particular that I believe you would get along with.
So are you offering me a job?
Farazan turns around and looks at the rest of the group.
More of so just basic insight. It's more of a hopeful, not like a accusing.
Yeah.
It's not like, are you trying to bribe me? Not like that. It's like, are you offering me a job?
Yeah, no, the last time we had this conversation with him, it went kind of sideways. So, Jamie didn't do a very good job in the last conversation. But no, he...
So Farazan's looking like, anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Help. No, he says, I think if you are willing to help us out with what Khaldun has asked you, then it would be best if you stayed there. But if you need a place to move, if you need to move along, then we have a place for you.
All right. I appreciate that.
How do you feel about murder basements? But we have a
What's that?
great taco
What's that?
package.
Murder
Sounds
basement tacos.
benefits.
Yes. With a buffet.
Yeah.
Whoa. Murder basement with a buffet? What
Yeah,
are
breakfast.
you talking about?
Breakfast is included.
You must work for your meal.
We need to think of a better name for it. This be like, is the tacos and murder thing. It'd be like Fiesta de Muerta. Just call it.
Do you happen to have anything about public relations on your resume, Zachary? We could definitely use a PR man.
I don't. I really, really don't.
Well, if you know
I'll-
anybody,
For PR,
yeah,
I'll check around.
Yeah, I'm right on that.
good. I really feel the sincerity.
I just don't know anybody. I'm sorry. I'm a guard. This is all I've ever done.
No, it's fine.
I feel like I just failed my job interview. God.
No, we offered him a place to come if he wants it, but it would probably be best like what Heath was saying, if he can kind of give us the insight, while he's in the guard force, that would be much helpful.
But what am I looking for? I mean, they're here. There's hundreds of them. I'd say 400 or 500 of them at this point. They stay down. The barracks is completely overrun. They're staying down. They've repurposed some of the jail cells, but they're using Jadaroon as a barracks now.
Ooh.
So there's probably about 100 less than what they started with. Is that what you're saying?
No, the priests of Ouijas has cleared out Jadaroon. All the doors are open. Even they fought some sort of brain thing, killed that thing, took it out. They've cleared out Jadaroon.
What sort of brain thing?
I don't know. Some of the guys. I mean, how people talk. I don't know. Just people talking about how they killed something. They saw them drag it out. They were cutting it open and looking at it. I don't know. This is some big brain thing. I don't know. Gossip is, right? I mean, it could have been a rat for all I know.
Oh,
No, we saved the rat that was down there.
Yeah.
Starbrow. You hear someone laughing from the Freighter Academy.
One of the chandeliers laughs.
This is a Transformers joke in the making.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, if there's nothing going on that is currently unusual, I would just ask that you just pay attention. If they make any big movements, like all of a sudden they come out of Jadaroon, or anything unusual, because what's happening doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, essentially, whoever is doing this is using the fear created by what's happening in the town to make people accept all these people coming in here to police them that are not from Cauldron, that they control exclusively.
Half-orcs.
I don't care necessarily about that. They're from Cauldron. And whenever you import a foreign police force, that's not so good.
You get the kind of feeling that this guy has been raised in the South and then shoved up into a city in the North. So he's got his old ways that he can't quite break free of. So when he says half-orc, he's got kind of a subdued, half-orcs. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
But he's nodding. He's like, if I hear something, I'll let you know.
I'd appreciate it.
Sure. And he bows out. Y'all have a good day. And he takes off down the road. He actually goes north. Looks like maybe he's heading back to the
Barracks.
And you guys head on over to the cusp of sunrise. Yes.
I think so. If it's time.
Do you have your invitations with you?
Where did I put it?
course.
Oh, no, it's here somewhere.
I don't have any
You don't have
pockets.
a lot- you
This
don't have a lot of
pantsuit has
in
no
that thing.
pockets.
Mhm. It better have pockets, or else I'm getting my money back.
You don't pay 100 gold and not get pockets.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's what
power
puts the
suits
power
have
into
all the
powers.
pockets.
That's half the power.
That's right.
Yes.
If I paid 100 gold for a suit, I'd want it to have extra pockets.
Exactly.
I just
Cargo
wanna sit-
pockets for sure.
I just want to wear a pocket,
Just
I am
like a
pocket.
potato sack. I just want to race and hop around.
It's an old Jerry Seinfeld gag where he talks about having a belt with pockets. So that he can just wear that and nothing else. He just wants to be naked, but put his hands in his pockets.
I don't know that one. I know it may come as a surprise.
I do.
I get that reference. So you arrive at the cusp of sunrise, and standing outside as sort of a guard, sort of a doorman, is a very large human. Not quite Farazan size, but, 6'5". Think, oh shoot, the guy from Green Mile. I can never remember his name.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah,
Duncan.
think that guy. Like, he's out front. He's wearing a very bright blue suit, which you feel like is probably the uniform for this place.
Mhm.
He sees you guys walking up, and he nods, and he's got the voice, like that super mega deep voice. I don't have that voice. I can't do it. But he nods, says, "You're the ones that killed the creature."
You're going to have to be more specific than that.
Yeah, we killed a few creatures.
Probably.
Statistically likely.
Farazan
And
pulls
he
out a
just-
piece of paper. The one that looks like this?
Did you draw the Umber Hulk?
I'm sure at some point he has. He's been doing a lot of doodling lately.
We could.
Is
We
it
could-
these two big spheres, two bitey things.
Eyes.
gives me
for
an
sure.
idea for.
It's
Four
got two
eyes.
crazy. It's got two crazy googly eyes on it that kind of shake.
It's
whenever-
exactly it.
They've been pasted on.
Yeah.
Googly-eyed
gotta
Umber
talk.
Hulk.
We could make it like a deck of cards where people have to collect them based on the things that we've killed.
Your
telling you,
characters will be the
We're
rares.
gonna make a ton of gold.
We could cover some of them in foil.
Holographic.
I like the way you're thinking.
Holographics. He does not seem to have a sense of humor that you can tell.
Aw.
That's
Do
unfortunate.
you have your invitations?
Yes.
He holds his hand out and he opens them individually, looks at you. Farazan, give me a sleight of hand check. That's the best I can do. It won't be a stealth check.
Sleight of hand. Oh, this is
Sleight of
for
hand?
this is for hiding the thing.
Hiding a quiver of arrows under a cloak.
It's not a quiver of arrows. It's an efficient quiver. It doesn't look like there's anything in it. Anyway, spending my inspiration to get advantage on the
Okay.
sleight of hand.
All right.
How do I do this? Okay, here we go. Boop. Haha.
With Grayson style.
Woo.
So
Four-
19.
Yeah, 4 and a 19.
All right.
It's lucky.
And he
I
So
think it
he
was
doesn't-
inspired. Thank you very much.
he doesn't really lay hands on you like a pat down, but he
Mhm.
very thoroughly looks everybody up and down, as though he's not only looking for contraband, whatever, but also looking at to make sure that your attire is what should be coming into the cusp of sunrise.
Right.
And
My eyes are up here.
That's what I was gonna say. Take it.
hey, her eyes are up there.
That's right.
And he looks you all over, and he does wait for Farazan to be last, and he looks at you because you're not wearing finery, you're wearing tribal, because you didn't buy a suit, right? You're wearing the tribal gear that
Right.
that you wore during the party,
The last time. Yeah.
and he looks at you, and he nods, and he looks you over, and he looks at the hump on your back, just shrugs and waves you on in.
All right.
He'll hand him a gold piece. He's like, "Have a good evening."
He laughs at that.
Is that okay?
You head inside, and I don't know if you remember, there's a foyer area, which is where you guys. It's like waiting for the opera to start. You know, this is the area that everybody kind of mingles. There's no tables, but you see waiters moving through, and there are a few people in here. Nobody that you recognize directly, and walking in, new place. You guys have this slight air of awkwardness to you, and so one of the waiters.
Well, we've been here before, right?
Yeah, you were here
No.
for the
Banquet.
party, the banquet.
I
Um,
haven't,
another
but I
one.
can be awkward for everybody.
You got enough of that for everybody?
Yep.
I
But
thought
one
that
of the
was at the
waiters-
Koinixie. I thought we went to the Koinixie for that. Or is this the continual confusion between these two places?
Yes.
Okay.
Cusp of sunrise. The cusp of sunrise.
Okay.
One of the waiters sees you and asks, to see your reservation. And he looks at it. He says, "Well, you're a little early, but go ahead. If you'd like, you can partake of the games or have a seat if you
Games?
like." Yes.
What kind of games?
We have a gambling game called.
Parcheesi.
I
Gambling.
forgot it. I forgot the name of it. Shoot! I just had it in my head. It just
Lose
flew
your
right
money.
out. Yes, it's called Lose Your Money Deluxe.
It's called The House. The House is probably going to win.
Oh my God!
Do they bring free
Snatch the
drinks?
gem. Jeez. Do what?
What?
Do they bring free drinks?
Yes. If
When
you're
you're playing the
playing,
game,
if
yeah.
you're actively playing, you will be receiving free drinks. It's called Snatch the Gem. It's, I think, the only thing that's being played tonight. There are a few people playing now, but you're welcome to join them. When your hostess arrives, you'll be notified and taken to your table. And he just nods and continues on. Looks like he was pretty busy. Head upstairs.
He like as he walks away, Farazan's like, "How do you?" Never mind.
He stops. He stops.
How
Yes,
do
sir.
you how do you play Catch the Gem?
Snatch the gem.
How do you play Snatch the Gem?
Head upstairs, go to the table, and they'll be happy to explain to you there. There's a dealer
Okay.
of sorts.
Okay. Yeah,
Anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
And he turns, hurries off.
As we're walking that direction, Farazan kind of leans down to Alma and he says, "What is gambling?"
You're going to love it.
You know what?
Love it.
You're gonna love it. I think it's best if we see for ourselves.
Oh, so this is new to you as well.
Well, I know a little bit about it, but not all that much.
Okay, then let us find out together.
Okay. I hold your hand.
And you guys head upstairs. There are several tables. It looks like all of them are dedicated to the same game, but there's only one table being active right now. There's 3 people over there, 2 of which you do recognize from the party, from the play that you went to, where you met all the noblemen. Gosh, that's been months ago now.
Mhm.
It's Ankin Taskerhill and Beswick and L'Oreal Lethenmeyer. Not really that important, but you do recognize them. They are nobles of the city, and they are also, if you remember, the parents of a couple of the people in the Stormblades, which is that other adventuring group that's been doing things around Cauldron as well. And you see those 3 are sitting around one table, and they're laughing, and they're having a good time. And you see like a teller, for lack of a better thing, exchange. Because as you walk by the table, you see they're not using coins; they're using bars. They're gambling with these bars. Is anybody interested in playing this game?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Farazan will go
So
sit
head-
down.
Head
We have
over.
money to lose.
You have money.
Sure.
Head over to the teller lady, and she looks up. Yes, how much would you like to exchange? And she's got a stack. And they're not very big. They're probably, I don't know, 4 ounces, but they're solid bars of platinum.
Yikes.
Jeez. We've probably never seen something like this before.
Gold pressed latinum.
Gold plus
Sweet.
platinum.
Do we have an idea of like what the minimum bet sort of would be?
she laughs. You've obviously never played Snatch the Gem before.
I have
Okay.
not.
No.
I have not. How much would you suggest for a beginner?
Well, you don't ante up. You roll the dice, and the dice tell you how much that you owe.
This does not seem like a game of skill.
No.
No, you just learned what gambling is.
Yeah.
That's all you ever need to know about gambling.
I
right
think
there.
gambling is where you just lose money.
Yes.
There will be just enough of an illusion that there is skill involved for you to think you can have a system.
But
And,
you're wrong.
And people enjoy this sort of thing as a pastime.
It
Sure.
passes the time. It's just money. They have billions.
I guess the point that I was going for is like, if I exchange 500 gold, is that going to look ridiculous, or is that like I want to try and pitch it at about the right level, but I don't know as a player where that would be.
Roll a platinum insight check.
Yeah, I'm happy to roll for
Give
it.
me a history check. Give me a knowledge history. This might be something that you had heard of before. All of you can, if you like.
Oh, sure.
Phew.
Yeah.
21.
Okay, you got it.
I won't. I won't roll.
It's not bad with a +2. That's a 19 on the die.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So each one of these bars is 100 gold.
Okay.
And the way the game is played is, luckily, the gems that you snatch look exactly like Dungeons and Dragons dice. There's 4-siders, 6-siders, 8-siders, 10, 12, and 20, right?
Perfect.
And so
Love it.
the goal
I
is
can simulate that.
you start with 4-siders and you
Uh-huh.
roll the die. And if you get a 1, you upgrade to the next larger die. So 4 to 6, 6 to 8, yada yada. If you don't, you keep rolling. And you keep rolling until you get your 1, and until the first person gets to the 20, and they roll, and if they get a 1, they get the pot. If
Okay.
not, whatever number was rolled is what everybody has to put in the pot for the next
Oh
game.
dear.
Oof.
Yes,
In bars.
in
This
bars.
could take a while.
And how
It
many?
could take a lot of money.
And how much is each bar?
100 gold.
100 gold.
Yes.
So you
So
could be
you-
paying like up to 2,000 gold
Yes.
per round.
And that's if you, and you have a 5% chance of winning the pot.
There's,
And so you glance over there, and the table there's a pile of these bars sitting on the table that they're playing around right now.
Perzon says, "Why do you not do something skill-based, or everything is based on the throw of these little rocks?
I think that's the excitement of it.
But there's no control.
Right.
There's no
You're getting
strategy.
it. Yep. Keep going. You're almost there.
But why would anyone do that?
It's
We're
all
circling
true.
back to the excitement.
All right, I will buy 20 bars then.
I want to do it too.
Okay. Let's get started.
Oh, no. I'm
Here we
so
go.
bad at die rolling,
get
but
your
I roll
20
low, so I'm excited.
You get your 20 bars of gold laid latinum. Anybody else?
Perzon's going to get one.
1 bar.
1 bar.
Perfect.
So you get
So,
the bar.
so what happens if you roll the die 20 and you can't put in enough to cover your
you have
ante?
to go buy the bars to cover it.
Oh, well.
So you go into debt.
No, Perzon's out.
Oh, a game that includes debt. No, you don't want to be there.
So essentially, most people buy a stack of 20, which is what you did, because that's the
Yep.
maximum you're going to have to drop
In one bet, yeah.
in one
In
bet,
round.
in one round. And there's a good chance you roll, 10 or 5. So, but whoever the first person is, because you roll a natural 20, and everybody around the table has to drop 20 bars. and then the next round starts. So you're standing around the table. Is it just the two of you?
Yeah, I mean-
Alma and Tarathiel.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'll watch. I don't
Okay.
have that kind of money.
Farazan puts a gold
I'm a
piece
wizard.
on.
I spent all my money on spells.
Yeah.
Right.
Farazan's
I'm a
gonna
poor
take
wizard.
he's gonna take a gold piece and put it in front of him, and on a separate table, like a small like round stand up table. He's gonna put his elbow down and then kind of do like this to Khaldun.
Aw.
So arm
Okay.
wrestle for it.
All right. I'll
So
do
you
it.
guys over there doing your side
Yeah,
betting.
yeah.
As you walk up, the three noble people, they see you walk up and they nod. Obviously, they recognize you. Care to join us? Ankin says,
Certainly.
"Excellent. We just finished a round, and you see in the middle, there are a pile of these bars. Would you like to start, Alma?"
Well, sure.
And there's all these dice. So you grab a 4-sider, a small gem, and everybody at the table rolls their d4. And none of them rolls a 1.
Me neither.
Nobody. That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
That's really, really
I didn't either.
excellent. So it continues, and everybody rolls a 4-sider again. It's a very exciting game.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
there's
hear
one.
them.
I got it.
They're talking.
Oh, I got one too.
Whoa!
Dang it.
Alma got it too. So
Just for delineation, I'm gonna put that there for you.
So did two of the others.
yeah, Ankin is the one that has not rolled in yet. The husband and wife, the Lathan Myers, have. So next roll, you guys roll a d6. That makes sense. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
on with that?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
And, but the others that didn't roll a 1 has to roll d4, right?
correct.
So they stay behind.
Correct. So, again,
Oh.
and
Oh,
L'Oreal,
hey.
Alma, and
Alma's getting it.
L'Oreal.
I
Almost
got a
getting it.
one.
Yeah, she's figured it out.
I need to
It's all
switch.
that.
I need
It's
to
all that
switch themes.
insight,
Finally. Rolling
Insight and
ones is
perception.
normally something that's bad for me.
right?
This is fun.
And round next. Okay, he moves up. Stays.
Rolled a
and
2.
Stays.
2 2s in a row.
So just for, like,
For audio listeners.
yeah, exactly. We're only gonna play one round, no matter how good you guys do. Okay? Because
Okay.
reading this game, it doesn't sound as monotonously boring as this actually is. So.
I didn't know.
Well, sitting around a table,
I
I,
didn't
think
either.
it would be fun as well. So,
Yeah.
where is everyone at going into round 5? We've got Alma's on a D8, is that right?
hmm
So
Uh,
Ankin is on a. I rolled the wrong die. Sorry. Nope. Ankin's still on a D6. Beswick is on a D6, and Leorel is still on a D8.
Okay.
Alma, you're on a 8 or 6.
I'm 8.
Next round. Let's just kind of.
We're not getting it.
Nope.
Nope.
So the diet goes on.
All this dice rolling fun.
Oh my god. So this goes on for 20 minutes. I honestly don't want to sit here and roll dice for Cowart to get bored with.
That's
So
There's a few other people
Again,
here.
are there?
Yeah, we've got Cowart, we've got Luminous Groove, Ren
Oh, cool.
is back.
Friends here. Yep.
Nice.
We had a few.
Yeah, 52 pickup. So the game goes on, and everybody just roll a d20.
Everybody?
Well, everybody playing.
That's a lot of d20s.
Well, that's not going to work at all. You just lost 1,900 gold for nothing. So halfway through the game,
Oh wait,
a waiter.
should
Huh?
should it be everyone rolls until someone hits a 1, and then everybody when they roll on that time gets to throw in?
So the way the game ends is the first person to get to the D20 rolls, and whatever that number is how much everybody pays into it. Or if that person rolls a 1, they get the whole pot. So literally, you can probably go 20 rounds
Oh dang.
and never
Yeah,
roll
I
a
mean,
1. So
If you do the math, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
it's gonna. This isn't a game about money. This is a game about politicking and sitting around a table and laughing and
Yeah.
telling stories like that, which they have been. I mean, they're talking about they bought a piece of art here, or they're buying a piece of property in Sasserine, and the food tonight's supposed to be delicious. Chef Boyardee is here again from
Ooh.
from the north. So literally, this is a game about standing around and just chatting and gossiping. Because these people are, I mean, you see the center of the pot. There's easily, I don't know, 45,000 gold worth of bars just sitting in there. So that's the game. You guys don't lose any money because in the middle of the game, the waiter comes over and says, "Your hostess has arrived," and the three others that are playing just curtly, politely, but like they're kind of glad to see you going. Thank you for playing with us. You didn't get to the D20s, so you don't have to pay. Have a good night.
That's nice.
Have a pleasant evening.
Thank
That
you.
was fun.
It was great fun.
Yeah.
I like how much we have in common.
So the waiter escorts you to the northern end of this room. This room's a larger parlor area. There's smaller rooms. Other people are here. It's not like there's the only people the three ones gambling, but there's a bunch of other people there having drinks, just chit chatting. Some of them you recognize. Most of them you don't. The one thing that definitely does stick out is there are a pair of dwarves in here sitting at one table, and they're being very dwarvenly, as in they're being a bit more riotous than the rest of the humans, but they're keeping it to a dull roar. So they look like they're drunk as all get out, but they realize the situation, so they're being smart about it. And the waiter opens the door. You go through this northern door, and inside here, it's a long hall, and there are individual rooms. Right? It's not like a big banquet hall. These are the private rooms. The room that you were just in was where the play was. They had moved everything out for the play to happen.
The common room.
A common room, the gambling hall.
Mirror.
And you go down, and third door on the left, he knocks and opens the door, and you see Celeste sitting in there. And with him, you see the absolute oldest, most withered, grayed, gaunt dwarf you've ever seen in your entire life. It looks like he's like a katydid shell, like he's just barely alive. He's so withered. And he goes to stand up, and Celeste just, no, it's okay. And she stands up. Friends, please come in.
Walk in.
Go over and grab a chair.
Over and kick over the dude. Just
He falls to
You just
dust.
you just have to breathe hard in his direction.
goes and takes a seat.
All right. And Celeste smiles when she sees you, Farazan. She said, "I absolutely love the garb of your tribe. It's fascinating to me. I'm glad you wore it again. It's good to see you all." And she sits along with everybody else. First, I invited you here to say thank you. I'm not myself from Cauldron, but I did hear that there was no loss of life, and I feel She gets a bug in her throat.
Would you like some water?
I've got a
Some
I do need
dust.
some water.
It's
Dust off the old man.
Cough away from the old man.
yeah.
His cheek is in her throat.
That's
Use,
where the dust is coming from.
use your cough pocket.
It's fairly amazing the things that you've done for the city so far, but absolutely no loss of life. I felt like somebody should do something nice for you, so I felt I should buy you dinner. However, I won't say that was my only reason for inviting you. I do have a secondary intention. She turns, slightly to face the dwarf. This is my friend, Dovked Splintershield. And he,
Gesundheit.
huh?
Gesundheit.
It's 2 words. And he has actually come to me with a request that I am unable to fulfill, but specifically after what you did with the Umber Hulk a few days ago, he thought that you would be much better prepared than the Stormblades, who he's already hired, and they failed to do what he was asking of them. And he sits up, and you hear bones creaking, and he's got that dry, hollow, just very, very old man voice. Thank you, Celeste. I'm not gonna do the voice because that'd be really annoying. To be frank, or Dovkid, and he starts coughing and almost dies of his own joke. I have a request. I am dying, but I'm dying from a curse. I am not actually this old. I'm only 450. This would make it look like I was 700, don't you think? And he coughs again at his own joke. And Celeste
Seriously?
pats him on.
Yeah, seriously, you don't look like a day over 120.
Thank you. Thank you. And she pats him on the shoulders. Shall I? And he just nods because he goes into a fit of coughing. So Dovked and his wife had a falling out when their youngest son, Zenith, who coincidentally used to be the keeper of Malachite Fortress, decided that he was going to go on a God, the only word I can think of is jihad, not jihad.
Walkabout?
No, like a
Pilgrimage.
Rumspringer.
Crusade?
crusade. Thank you.
Crusade.
Crusade.
It's almost a jihad.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, it is. He got into his head that he was going to rid the Underdark of all evil.
That's
So,
a lot of evil.
Easy. No problem.
and that's when Dovked, that's what I told him. I told him, and he, starts coughing in, and she pats him on the shoulder. That was the argument. The mother believed that any kind of crusade, if it's done through the will of the gods for a good purpose, should be undertaken. Whereas Dovked thought he was an idiot.
You, son, are an idiot.
You son or an idiot. And Dovked is coughing and agreeing the whole time.
He coughs in affirmation.
Yeah. He coughs in Morse code. Oh my God, Zenith gathered a small army and journeyed down into the Underdark. This was 10 years ago. Because of the disagreement the two had, and Zenith left against the father's wishes, who Dovked did disown him for making such a poor choice, poor life decisions, and he's nodding. His wife cursed him for abandoning his children, and that's only to be said Zenith. The other two sons are older. They're businessmen further up to the north above Greyhawk City. But
sensible gentleman.
yes,
Accountants.
and he's like,
Another affirmative call.
so
Check.
Keeping a tally.
this withering curse can only be lifted if Dovked makes amends with all of his children. Easily done with his two eldest. They weren't really. He looks over at him. They weren't really on the outs anyway. He just nods. But Zenith is the true issue here, and he's been gone for 10 years. But we know where he is. We've used him
Oh, in the Underdark.
in the Underdark.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
You know.
But we've recently used some divination to determine where he is. But there's something about the area that doesn't let us pinpoint. I don't know what it is, but it's difficult to actually see him or determine where he is. He has been captured by a tribe of Kuatoa. And they are in a temple. I'm going to butcher this name. I'm terrible with these names they have in this thing. Bahat.
Is it being
Bal
guarded?
Hamatun. Bal Hamatun. Bal Hamatun. She says it several times. It's Kuatoan. It's difficult to pronounce.
Has a bad mouth feel, I understand.
I hate saying that word.
Could you spell it, please?
And she
use
kind of
use it in a sentence.
go to Bal Hamatun. It's BHAL-HAMATUGN. Bal Hamatun.
I misspelled
That
it.
sounds
That's
good.
pretty good. Bal Hamatun.
You just summoned something, but yeah.
Beetlejuice just showed up. I said it 3 times in a row.
He's right behind you.
BHAL-HAMA. What was it?
TUGN. T as in Tom.
Tongue. It's tongue.
I think the guy that was, or the person that was writing that,
Tug it.
Catwart's cat jumped him on the keyboard at the same time. That's what happened earlier.
Look at Twitch.
That was been a
There you go.
bit higher up in the notes or in the chat.
So-
I'm sorry.
Could your divination indicate how far deep into the Underdark this is?
Yes, we know where
10
the
years
temple
is a long time.
Well, we're not sure how long he's been there. We're not able to determine that, but the temple is by the surface route is about 100 miles north, and then down. Gosh, I don't know how you determine that. Half a day's walk in the
It
Underdark.
just so happens to be in the Koi Nixie's basement.
He went through this
Well-
basement right here.
And she chuckles. Just so happens
Oh, good grief!
So happens to be in Hooknose's basement.
Yeah.
Well, the Stormblades who were hired earlier to do this for Dovked, they went through the Malachite Fortress because it does have an entryway into the Underdark, and they were gone for, gosh, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks before they came back. Basically said that none of the tunnels that go out of Malachite Fortress go north. They couldn't find any way to go north from this particular entrance. So we think there's an entrance somewhere in the north, close to the dragon's lair. But we don't know for sure. Obviously we've not been out there. The Stormblades went down through Malachite Fortress. They couldn't find anything, couldn't make it up that far north. And Dovked got a little perturbed, understandably. Spit.
Ding.
This guy.
What you should do, if you decide to do this, is there is a man by the name of Jared who lives somewhat between here and where we think Bahamatoon would be underground. He knows the area. He's lived up there for years. He's a little off, slightly crazy, but he knows the area very well, and he's also actually very friendly. He's a happy crazy. Jared. Should have gone to Jared.
Should have.
He would have a better idea of a good entrance in that area. And this isn't being asked of you for goodwill. I mean, Dovked is a rich man. He is absolutely willing to pay. She sits back. What do you think?
So we need to find Zenith, uncapture Zenith, and then return him to Cauldron. Is that
Yes.
what you would like to be done?
Yes.
Classic decapturing.
Classic decapture.
He's been decapturated. And just bring him back to me. Dovked doesn't get out very much. He came out specifically tonight to meet you, but bring him to me, and I'll have him. I'll take him to Dovked so they can speak.
Do you think Zenith would come willingly to meet Dovked?
Do I think he would what?
Come willingly?
If he's captured, I would say so.
Like, come with us.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm assuming that if he is captured, he'd be very happy to be decapturated.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'd be ecstatic to be decaptured, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to come with us back to 100 miles back to Cauldron to talk to the dad that hated on him.
Maybe if you tell him the story, tell him why you're there and that his father's dying, he may have a different perspective. Maybe. It's the only chance he has.
Is there something that we can present to Zenith to let him know that we're just not wandering by?
Dovked pulls his finger off. He pulls a ring off his finger.
Here's the finger of your dad.
The finger of Dovked.
Come with us.
It's not quite as powerful as the hand of Vecna, but it's got to start somewhere. He pulls the ring off, and it's a signet ring.
Okay.
And he kind of coughs. He'll know it's mine.
It's because of all the dust on it.
Yeah.
Has old people smell.
Is it okay if we clean this?
I know a guy.
That's the digitation.
Press to digitate. Yeah.
I guess I want to make an insight check on this because they could just be asking us to go and grab a dwarf and bring him here.
Okay.
That's exactly what they're asking. Precisely.
Yes, but I want to make sure that the rest of the story checks out. I guess are they holding anything back about this? Are they on the level?
Give me an insight.
That's good.
24.
24. You believe every word she said.
Yeah.
Not only that, you believe the space is in between them too.
Actually,
Very
quick
possible.
clarifying question: is Celeste human?
Yes. Yes, she is a pale blonde, long blonde hair, very attractive. They like to describe that over and over and over in this campaign. How attractive, or this adventure, how attractive she is. Yes, human,
Beholder.
blonde.
Woman, beholder, mother.
Mhm.
Yeah. All these hats.
All right.
I mean,
Do you have a way that we could divine the location of Zenith? Do you have something of his personal effects that we can use to track him as well?
Well, we know where he is.
Yes, but you do not know the exact location. The Underdark, as we have seen here underneath Cauldron, there are many entrances, and there are, I would imagine, an uncountable number of ways in and out.
It is deep and wide.
So there aren't very many entrances into the Underdark. That's not very common.
We've seen at least half a dozen.
I know.
That's not the Underdark.
We
That's
have
Matt
seen
talking.
tunnels to a
You've
place
seen
that is
caves.
underground.
Yeah, the Underdark is like
All basements are
Miles.
the Underdark.
yeah, miles deep, where the whole different.
Yeah.
It's a whole different
Yeah.
environment. The whole
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
races. Like it's literally night and day. The Underdark is. It's its own. It's as much its own environment as the top world is.
I think I'm going to need another level or two.
So caves, yes, there are many, many caves on the surface of Orith, but not many of those. Very few actually go deep into the ground.
Yeah,
And
half a day down is a long way.
yes, yes,
That's what I
That's
was
a
thinking.
very long way.
yeah, we're talking probably a mile or two underground. We know where this temple is, and I actually think that Jared would know how to get there.
Okay. So if we hook up with Jared, he can point us in the right direction to get to the temple.
That's the hope, yes.
Okay.
I believe he should be able to. He's, like I said, he's different, but he's very, very knowledgeable, very, very wise.
How do you know this, Jared?
I've met him a few times.
On the subway.
Going, commuting to work. Or
Has he
sharing
recently lost a lot of weight?
Sharing a sandwich. He's been eating a lot of sandwiches and cocaine.
It's cooking.
Yes.
Hence
That
the
is-
crazy.
That likes the party I'm in.
It is
What kind of
a
party?
reasonable weight loss mechanism.
Cocaine sandwiches.
Literally
Hey.
no drawbacks.
It's not really the cocaine; it's the running around at top speed for hours on end after the cocaine. That's really the kicker there.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Uh,
I'd like to answer as much as possible.
Yeah. Did she tell us where to find Jared? Sorry, I was kind of tinkering with things while you were talking. So.
I didn't, but if you take the western gate out of Cauldron,
Mhm.
you'll veer north,
Mhm.
and you just stay on that road for about 100 miles.
And he will be sitting in the middle of the road waiting.
He has a very hard to miss house. You'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
Does it have chicken
Shoot.
legs?
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Baba Yaga's hut.
Baba Yaga. Baba Lysaga. No,
All right.
I don't want to spoil the surprise. He's a very nice man. He will gladly help you. I've asked him for help before in this area.
Very nice, eccentric weirdo with a distinctive house. Got it.
Yes.
I'm feeling unsafe in this moment.
That's why we get paid the big bucks. How big are these bucks, by the way?
Are we
Oh.
headed north through Sasserine or to Sasserine or beyond Sasserine?
Sasserine is like northeast. So Cauldron, of course,
Mhm.
it's very visual for those listening. You got Cauldron. There is the.
Do we have a regional
there's-
map?
Yeah, don't you have a regional map?
Oh, that's
think so.
right. I do.
On the-
That'll
on the-
help the listeners, definitely.
Looky there. It looks like this.
Oh, I would also like
Yes.
to ask Celeste. There were a few items that we had requested from. Oh, what's her name?
Crazy Jared's hut. I wonder if that's it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I wonder if he sells cars, used cars.
So
Totally.
The 4 roads that come out are the major roads. They don't have the smaller roads on here, but there is a path once you come down off the mountain that will skirt along the foothills of the Hell Furnace Mountains, and will take you back up into the mountains when you get closer to Jared's hut.
What's it going to take for me to get you into a motor basement today?
And I said 100 miles. It's more like 50 miles. Now that I look at, maybe even shorter than that. I had my scale off.
At least, you know, hold on. At least we're not going south to the haunted village.
Haunted village. Not yet.
They see where the Lucky Monkey is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do see that.
Yeah.
And everything was fine when we went there.
Yeah.
Everything was just
The problem, the reason it's going to take you so long is it's a smaller road and you're going through foothills and up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So it's going to
All
be a little bit
mountains, yeah.
harder trek than going the major roads to Lucky Monkey or Kingfisher Hollow, Hollow Sky, or Haloski, as I like to call it, or Red Gorge.
I get the distinct feeling that these labels are misleading.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go to the haunted village because you think that might be where all the gold is.
Yes,
It's
exactly. I
opposite.
think
Jake.
yeah, if I wanted to hide something, I would name it terrible.
Mhm.
Like Holoski.
Fingernail pulling avenue.
You'll never go there.
like
Ooh,
Greenland
back.
or Iceland.
Yes, there you go.
Camp Terror Lake.
Yes. Terror Lake.
Okay.
Your payment, of course. So Dovked is wealthy because he is the head of a major trading organization. Now Mavu is the major import-export of weapons and armor, equipment, things like that. And Cauldron, Dovked's got a large area outside of Cauldron. So more than likely, Mavu probably, and he looks over at Dovked, Mavu probably imports from you, yeah? And he just nods. That's right. So, that being said, each one of you, should you decide to go, can either take 4,000 gold in payment or 5,000 gold in equipment from Dovked's armory.
Okay.
Does that cover magical items?
And Dovked, we have yes.
I've been looking for a belt.
Yes. That seems reasonable to me.
She looks over at him. She looks like she's trying not to speak for him, but realizes he's having a hard time talking. They deal with arms and armor, like weapons, shields, armor, not like belts. So this would be magical weapons, masterwork weapons, equipment like that on that level. They
Probably
don't. He
have
doesn't.
anything in my size, do you?
Well, that's the thing. If you want it, he'll have it made.
I think for $5,000 he can probably organize it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be
He-
very, very nice.
He has a legion of blacksmiths. He could take a suit of armor and resize it within days for you.
Let it out at the sides.
It's really
Get
more
some
in the
straps
shoulders.
in.
I want my spandex plate armor.
That's right. We're getting shoulder pads for Fezan now as
Oh,
well. Shoulder
gosh.
pads for everyone.
Yay!
Real quick, has anybody seen the first episode of She-Hulk?
No,
Yes.
not
But I
yet.
hear it's good.
Is outstanding. I
I loved it.
absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I've
Oh
seen the
my-
trailer. And the trailer looks good.
And she's fantastic. The actress they got to play She-Hulk, she is really, really
Yeah.
great. She is funny. Like, she's just right on. So, anyway, that made me think of it because, Bruce is like, what you do with best friend? Spandex. So, not a big spoiler. You know she's She-Hulk, so.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I think that was in one of the trailers.
Was it? Okay. Yeah. I got a hair that's stuck in the stage. It's driving me crazy.
You go ahead and just shave your microphone.
We'll see. I'm gonna toss it. So, and she sits back, And about this time is like good timing. The waiter comes in with all the food, and it's, your olive on a cracker. But that's just the hors d'oeuvres. The main course.
Or is Dovres?
The main course will be coming shortly. What do you think?
I think it's definitely worth a trip to Crazy Jared's.
And
Should we call him that to his face? I don't want to get into that habit.
It's written on the map. I mean,
he will introduce himself to you. Don't worry.
Oh, boy.
He will introduce himself to you. And Dovkid kind of coughs and speaks up. Not only will you get paid, but if it matters, you'll absolutely be in my good graces.
well, that's definitely quite a bit.
I have quite a bit of money and influence in most regions of Orith.
I do have a question. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the tribe of orcs to the northwest?
Half-orcs? I've heard of them. I mean, I've never been there.
Oh, they're moving to Cauldron. That's why I'm asking.
I wondered where all those half-orcs were coming from. I've seen the guards being bolstered. I didn't realize that they were coming from that tribe. No. I am aware of the tribe, but like I said, their dealings are directed north with other tribes, human and not human, but they're very warlike. They're a very, very strong tribe. I don't know the name of them. I just know that they're there, and I've heard rumors. I've heard gossip about there being a very strong tribe, but that's not much. Doesn't bother us. They're hundreds of miles away.
Oh, they're not. They're right over here. There's like a battalion of them here.
That's interesting. No, I didn't realize that's where these were being pulled from.
Can someone, not necessarily Farazan, roll an insight check on that just to...
I can.
Yeah, you're radar.
Yeah.
All my is radar.
You got mind reading.
Hey.
Ooh,
26. Holy crap.
I know it, and I know his mom.
You believe her. You do get the feeling that she has heard of them. She's heard that they're a strong tribe of warriors, but she's literally every word that she said so far you believe has been true. I mean, since you sat down at the table, because your natural base is 21.
Yeah.
So you're constantly like looking for just like eye twitches and pupil dilation. Like you're a living lie detector. And she has not strayed at all. Everything she said to you has been completely true.
Okay, I'll nod my head like she's cool.
That's true.
She's telling the
Smacking
truth.
somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. That's... Because I'd hate to think that Dusty Devic is in on the half-orc trade or half-orc invasion.
Do what?
I'd hate to think that this is a move to get us out of town while the half-orcs take over or something like that.
We know
that's what I was
we know the Lord Mayor is responsible for bringing the half-orcs in.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Have you paid your taxes? Sorry.
I don't live in the city. She smiles and David just I don't pay taxes. 1%.
Boo, boo.
How long until you die?
I don't know. I can't think of anything else. We know where to find Crazy Jared's used cart emporium.
Yeah,
and-
used armor and weapons.
Yeah, used. Have I got a warhammer for you, buddy? But no, I mean, and we're getting $5,000 worth of stuff from this dude, right?
Either $4,000
Each.
cash or $5,000 in equipment each.
Each. Oh man,
That's big
a good deal.
change.
Hold on. Let me just pull up the equipment
a-
list here.
lot of
Assuming we don't
cashola.
die horribly, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, presumably we get something to keep us from dying horribly, right?
Well, I think we get paid after.
Yes. Yeah. It's a
Oh, we
chicken
don't
and
we don't get the equipment first.
No.
I can't imagine.
I mean, he did say that he hired the Stormblades, but I don't know if that means he gave them money.
Yeah.
They failed.
Did they all return alive?
And she speaks up. As far as I know, they did.
Well, they didn't make it to the Underdark.
From what Dovked was saying when he spoke to them after they came back, right? So they went to the Underdark. It's just they couldn't find a path north to
Well,
Balmahan.
my understanding is they went into the Malachite Fortress and tried to go 100 miles north underground,
Basically.
which is not
And
a
I'm
solid
gonna
plan.
more like 50 miles, but still underground, right?
Yeah.
5 miles underground is tough.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm really looking forward to the shish kebabs.
They should be here soon. They are made of Roth. Speaking of the Underdark, they've been directly delivered just the other day, I've been told. I
Oh,
don't know, maybe the Stormblades brought them back with them. They might
Those
have
are
done
like-
some good.
under Dark Buffalo.
Yes.
What better way to get to know your enemies than to eat them?
Tastes like chicken.
Arzon says there are interesting customs in this part of the world.
Eat the enemy's horse.
Yes.
And she sits back and she starts drinking some of her wine, and the food comes out and it's courses. It's like a 7-course meal, and it's magnificent. It takes a couple of hours, like going to the melting pot kind of thing. And if you have questions, she answers them. Can you think of anything else you'd like to ask her? Dovked's not eating. He'll sip some water, but he's not eating.
Does he need help?
You can
Does he
appreciate
need
his
help?
food.
Does he need help eating?
Baby bird.
Is that
Want me to baby bird you?
not,
He
not what I
looks at you.
said.
He looks, and his eyes get kind of kind. He's like, "It doesn't help. No
Okay.
matter what I eat, I usually get sick when I eat."
And remove
Sucks.
curse
Thank you.
doesn't work.
No, I've tried everything. He starts coughing. Yeah, he's been to his priests. He's been to wizards. He's paid a lot of money. No, can't. It's not a disease. It's not a curse. Oh, it's a curse, but they can't be cured with what we know.
It's fancy.
Um,
Okay.
You've been to Miracle Max.
Kind of feel like it's more of a divine curse, like whoever whoever she's named in her curse is what's fueling the power.
I see.
And he just nods and coughs. No, they've tried.
And where is the former Mrs. Splinter Shield?
She's at home. We're still married.
What?
Divorced.
Toxic.
Yeah, as it turns out, she actually owns the entire industry.
Right.
She's the real CEO.
Yes, exactly.
Divorce is against the rules. Dwarves don't get divorced.
I divorced. I just think she would have probably, never mind. Okay, I think Farazan definitely has no more questions.
Okay.
I have
Anybody
no more
else?
questions, but Tarathiel will just spend the rest of the evening being as charming as my +0 charisma will allow.
Eating your salad with the meal fork for
Yeah.
one. You know, very.
Yeah, I'm definitely doggy bagging.
He's definitely on his best behavior, trying to be engaging.
I mean, I do have lots of questions, but most of them are like research questions. Like, I need to go back to Blue Crater and read some books.
So
Like about the Kotoa and the Underdark in general. Are there any maps? Are there any recent expositions? What can we expect? All that kind of stuff.
Speaking of which, don't we have the ruins that we have taken over? Weren't they referred to as Kuatoa ruins? And wasn't there one
Kopru.
off in that cave?
Kopru.
No, Kopru. They were Kopru.
Kopru.
Okay.
Yeah, they were It was dwarven architecture.
It was
It
dwarven
is dwarven
architecture.
architecture. Yeah.
They got melted. Like those caves, the architecture was hundreds and hundreds of years old. If probably the Kopru were there first, like just as a cavern, and the dwarves moved in and they hewed it out and took out all the Kopru. And Kopru are aquatic; they could have come back up out through the bubbling goo, but then a volcanic flow melted half of the area that was done by the dwarves.
Mhm.
So it looks like it's got a pretty sordid history. You know, different people have come in there, and now it's yours.
Now we're the invaders.
Yes.
It's one
And-
more in a long line.
When you mentioned that about a map, Celeste, there's there's a map maker in town that you may want to talk to. I mean, better chance than not that he will have.
Sure.
something.
You'll have a map of Bakalaka Bakatong.
Or maybe the region.
I
up
like-
here. I don't know. I don't know what kind of maps he has. You like what?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So, I am going to go to Blue Crater, do some research, mostly about learning about the Koatoa, since Khaldun probably doesn't know much about them.
Okay. So, any questions for Celeste after dinner? You can no longer ask, just FYI. But she does mention that West Key's Map Emporium is in the southeastern region of Cauldron, up off of Obsidian Avenue. It's just behind the Church of Ouijas, or beside. Yep, somebody just pinged it.
Ping it again. Oh, there it is. 30.
Apparently, he's got a very good collection. He probably won't give you the original, but he'll copy it, so so he doesn't ever lose his maps. But I'd go talk to him.
Okay.
I've never been personally, but I'm aware of him.
It's a good idea.
And dinner continues. No more questions. The dinner ends. She thanks you. She helps Dovcat up as you're leaving. You guys head out and go to. So it's
late,
like
right?
it's like midnight because this
Yeah, it's
started
late.
around 8. You just talked and ate for about the last 3 or 4 hours.
And we're probably hungry.
The meal lasted so long to get hungry again.
Hmm.
So tacos.
Yeah.
So are you going to go to the murder basement, or are you going to stay up here with Drunken Morkoth?
I am going to stay at the Morkoth because I want to get up early and hit the Blue Crater and the Map Maker.
I'm going to pretend to stay at the Morkoth because I don't want people to know that I'm living somewhere outside of town.
All right. Your ruse continues.
Yep.
So everybody's staying in town?
Yeah.
So Khaldun's going to go check out the map. Going to go talk to the Blue Crater tomorrow. Farazan, anything to prepare?
Check at Skies to see if the belt has come in.
Okay. Trathiel, anything to prepare?
No, I think just buying kind of provisions if we're going to be on the road for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like food stuff. I've got standard other things like I've got string, I've got rope, I've got oil, I've got,
I have my string. I'm ready to adventure.
I have like the adventuring backpack kind of thing, but I just want to. I'll buy some hardtack or whatever.
Alma.
I guess really the same thing. Definitely getting into some comfy pants and chilling out.
Okay. Before you have to wear the armor at night
Mhm.
while you're sleeping.
Yep, exactly.
Coward's going to pack some tacos.
Woohoo.
Thank you, Coward.
I don't travel well. Typically.
And
Are there magic items that are like, never-ending pot pies or something like that?
We
I'm
have a jug of
sure-
alchemy. I've got
Yep.
never-ending mayonnaise.
you have never-ending mayonnaise.
Oh no.
I would never
I'm so
activate
sorry I
that.
missed that.
Not even once.
Oh my god.
I have sufficient mayonnaise for the rest of my life.
That's how you knew. That's how you knew that lich was evil, because he had an alchemy jar that produced unlimited mayonnaise.
Yes. If we are ever interrogating someone, we have a technique.
Oh
my
God!
God. You're
Waterboarded
evil.
with mayo. You don't even need the rag. Just oh God! Here, eat this tablespoon of mayonnaise, or
Glorp. Glorp.
yeah. Oh,
I'm dead.
I just, no. I mean,
Super out.
so the mundane things to long rest next morning. Mundane things that you want to buy, just buy them. Take the money off or whatever. The belt has not come in.
Dang
The
it.
belt is still being sought after. She still hasn't even found it yet. So it's a pretty rare item that you asked for.
Mhm.
But she'll keep looking. At this point, it's only been a couple of weeks since you originally asked her, I think. So Alma, Tarathiel, Farazan, everything you want to do to take care of, you can take care of. Weir's Elixirs, which maybe in downtime you've checked it out, they have every potion in the book, literally. I mean, literally. As many as you want. If you can think of it, it's in the, not a created potion that's like, this is a potion of dispel. Like if it's a potion in the DMG, they have it, and it is a lot of them. So healing potions of all different kinds. The 2 higher level healing potions are fairly limited. He's only got one of the most expensive one, but it's also 20,000 gold.
Jeez.
Yeah, it heals 20 D4 plus 20 hit points.
Holy cow.
That's the bottle that just goes on the top shelf that nobody ever buys.
Ever.
That's the good tequila.
The bottle's worth more than the
Yeah.
contents.
So if you're wanting to buy healing potions and whatnot, it's available there. Khaldun, you're going to go to the map maker.
I'd like to go to Blue Crater first.
Okay.
Just so I get some knowledge in my brain so I know what to ask the map maker.
All right.
So I'm looking at 2 things. 1, Kutoa, and 2, the Underdark in that area. 2 things I know nothing about.
Okay. Start with Kuatoa, and let's do just do a knowledge. What are there? It's not really Arcana. History? Knowledge history. Does it fall under religion? Does it fall under nature? Or knowledge nature? 6. You have advantage in this library.
So my nature and history are the same. So
Okay, 16.
16.
So Kuatoa. Has anybody ever played World of Warcraft?
Yes.
A little
They're
bit.
Morlocks. Yeah. They're Murlocs. So these are subterranean fishmen who all worship the same goddess, Bliptoploop. They are evil as evil comes. They all have slaves. They are cannibalistic. They eat whatever comes their way. They have priests. They have, they're usually their society is run by a king or a tribal leader, as well as the high priest of Bloop.
I think you're making that word up.
I'm not.
No.
Give you that
And
idea.
actually, the Kuatoa willed him into existence.
That's what you read also in your readings. Is there anything specific you're looking for, or
No,
just
just
a
knowledge,
general?
because
Okay.
he doesn't know zip about them. So
Okay.
just basic ecology, what their culture is like, what you just told us, that they're general evil fishmen 3.0. So yeah,
Soggy
Uh,
and nasty.
The second part is the area of the Underdark around that. So what can we expect? Get creatures and I got lost in the dark whenever I left Tunareth for a while, and I wandered into what's that magical effect against the wild magic effect in there?
Fairsress,
Yeah, the Vezris.
the purple glowing stuff.
Bad stuff.
Yep.
So I just want to get smart about that part of the Underdark. If there's anything about that part of the Underdark, like, there's Kotoa down there. Are there also Aboleth, which those two things kind of sometimes share the same space? Or, what else is down there?
Specifically to this region, definitely the Kuatoa, and in your research you find mention of Balmahatun. Balhamatun.
The temple, good.
The temple.
Okay.
Bal Hamatun Naratha.
Necktie. It is an ancient temple. It has been here for many, many hundreds of years. The Kuatoa, as far as these books can tell you, have always been in this area. It is a temple to Bloop, and other creatures you may come across are like sentient fungi or jellies, creatures called hooked horrors, which are like bipedal beads with giant lathe-like
They're
hands.
great at parties.
They are. They suck at picking up cups, though. I mean,
It occurs to me that I might want a non-piercing slashing weapon. Not that I'll actually be able to swing it, but
there are no known Drow cities in this area. Those are all
Okay.
further north. This is kind of a quote wilder area of the Underdark.
Okay.
Is
Oh, good.
that kind of what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
When I say wilder, more like a Wild West. Like it's not really been
Settled except
by
for the cult of Bloop to Bloop.
bloop.
Another question. So the Kuatoa, what types of? Can I get any information about like what types of magic or weapons that they use? Like for instance, do they favor poison? Do they favor fire? Do they favor acid? That kind of thing.
Definitely not fire. More than the description you got of Balhamatuan describes it as like extremely humid, like puddles of water surrounded by a lake. It's like it's sitting on the center of a lake,
Okay.
but one describes it as like there's just a constant cloud or a mist or just thick air, like it's just like an
Tasty
underground
air.
jungle. Yeah, like water breathing for air.
Farazan
Bring a
buys
snorkel.
clinical strength deodorant.
You get some jungle rot while you're there.
throw a
They
few
use
bars
a-
of snorkel.
They use a lot of natural weapons, like their spears with like sharpened shells, things like that. Sort of, I mean, they're tribalistic. They're not super technologically advanced as far as like metal armors and things like that.
Okay.
When you said Wild
But
West,
they-
I thought they were going to be gunmen.
No gunslingers. But the priests, when they get in groups, actually grow in power. So you don't want to face a large group of priests together.
That's a
Farazan buys
good
a bowling
statement,
ball.
General.
Do what?
I said Farazan buys a bowling ball.
Knock them down.
That's about all you can find.
Okay, well that's good information. That's exactly what I was looking for. And then head over to the map maker.
So by that time, you all can be together if you want. While he's researching, you go buy your stuff and head over to the map maker.
I'm gonna buy a couple of potions. How much is an uncommon potion and a common potion?
So the only downside is you don't get a discount at Weir's. So if you want like the cheap potions, probably go see Jinya. You get those, for 40 gold a piece. The next level up, the super healing, the 44 plus 4, those are 500 a piece.
Ouch.
At Weir's Elixir.
I'm looking for an uncommon potion of growth and potions of hill giant strength. They're all uncommon in the book here, and by the book I mean D&D Beyond.
So he has it available. We're coming up on 2 hours, so
Yeah.
I'll look at that between now and then, and we'll get it with you off air, and we'll figure out the prices. But
Yep.
he has all that available.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's any more purchasing to be done, just shoot it at me at Discord. We'll talk about it, and we can bring it up next week.
Okay.
Go see the map maker, and it is Mr. Westkey. Not whiskey, Westkey. Middle-aged human. You walk in, it just smells musty, like old books, because this entire place is just, the square shelves, not like full bookshelf, but like little cells. It's just hundreds and hundreds of rolled up parchment and all these different shelves all along the walls, like aisles of them. He's on the second floor, which it's like a half balcony. Looks like he's doing his work up top, and all of his goods are downstairs. And he, the door opens, the little bell jingles, and he, looks up, sees you, comes downstairs. Well, I have celebrities in my shop. What can I do for you?
And I'm like, oh, you mean, I'm getting ready to go on a trip, and I hear you make the best maps in town.
He just smiles. I do.
Mhm.
To be completely honest, and he looks back and forth like people are actually there. I'm the only map maker in town, to be honest. But no,
I'm sure
I
there are
pride myself.
amateurs.
I pride myself on my quality. What are you looking for?
Well, we're taking a trip north. We need to make it to Crazy Jared's place.
Okay.
And then he is supposedly going to be guiding us north into the Underdark.
Okay.
We need to go out to visit a Kuatoa temple called. Do you know what it's called?
Haunted?
Yes, Balmahaunted. Yes.
Mhm.
I figured you would know.
It's a good guess.
I got you. I got everything you need. I can have it ready by the morning.
Fantastic.
You're my new favorite NPC.
It'll be 20 gold. Those are pretty rare maps.
Okay, I think I can do that.
And he's like biting his lip, like, am I gonna be able to make this? Okay.
So
so-
let me ask you a question. I don't know how detailed or how up to date those maps are, but since we are going there in person, if you would be interested in maybe us providing an update to your maps, it might be worth something to you.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Any information you could add to what I have is absolutely welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take some notes. And I have a friend that is actually pretty good with parchment and ink. So we might actually be able to get some pictures as well.
So it's going to be 2 maps that I'm giving you. One's overland. They'll get you pretty much the entire area north of Cauldron, over to Sassarine, over to the mountain range. How far do you want it to go? I can take you just to Jared.
My understanding is we're going to have to travel about 50 miles north of here, all told. So up to Hooknose area.
Hookface.
Hookface. Hookface nose.
Hook, Hookface knows. Okay,
Nice face.
I know what you mean. And I don't know where the entrance is to the Underdark. I know there is one there, so that won't be on the surface map. But I have been given a map from that, wherever that entrance is, that will get you to Bal Mahat. So what I can get you is, and it's rough, but it'll get you the general direction. It'll keep you from getting lost. How about that?
That's perfect.
Yeah, 20. Let's say 20 or 25.
I think it was 20.
20 gold.
Would it be
I'll have-
weird to ask where he got the map from the Underdark from?
This map I've had in my possession for years and years. Maybe my dad or maybe my uncle bought it off an adventurer that came through Cauldron.
Okay.
We've had it for a long. You're the first person since we've had it to actually ask for it. No, that's not true. That's not true. The Stormblades did, but they were
The Storm Thunder.
they
people.
well they didn't ask for what you asked for. They asked for a map from Malachite Fortress, which I mean don't have much information from that. But anyway, yeah, we've just somebody did basically what you're talking about doing. They scribbled down some notes and sold it to us.
Okay.
Are we all there? Are we all there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When he says the Malachite Force, he's like, excuse me, sir, Mr. Whiskey. Do you have maps for all of the areas underneath the cauldron?
You mean like the Underdark?
No, the Malachite Fortress, the
Oh,
Jadaroon.
I'd never heard of those before you guys showed up.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
I know. I'd love to be able to sell a map of those things. You don't happen to have a map, do you?
Yes,
Maybe.
actually we do. We have a very good map.
Would you, instead of paying for the maps I'm providing, allow me to copy that map?
I think that's fair.
Yes, but
Okay.
you want to rotate it 90 degrees because the person that
Yeah.
made ours tried to trick us.
You just turn the map, right?
Yeah,
I'll put
the cartographer just shakes his head. It's like, look, it's magic. I cast turn map.
That's much easier than what I was doing when I was trying to read it like this the whole time.
So, yeah, do you have it on you now? I could go ahead and copy it tonight. I'll have everything ready for you first thing in the morning.
Maybe. I mean, if we do, yes. If we don't, we'll get it.
That works.
All right.
All right. We will we'll pick up here next time. You'll have your maps, you'll have all of your equipment, and you'll be ready to go when we get started.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, we've got 8 people. I think that's what I saw of the whole
I think I'm 3 of them.
3 of them. Well, thanks, Cowart, then.
Yes, Cowart, you are our
Thanks,
biggest fan,
Cowart.
and we appreciate you very, very much. Flumps. Oh, I just saw the flump floating little disc tentacly things.
Yeah, well, we had
Amazing.
Luminous Brew for a while. We had Ren for a bit.
All right. That it?
See you guys
Calling it.
next Monday.
All right. See ya. Bye.
You can hear this. You're my favorite.
Bye.